What's poppin', YouTube? Sismo 1888. I'm gonna make a video that I've never done before. This is a complete different topic and a new thing that I want to make this video because when I started working at Cargill, I suffer a lot, man. I suffer a lot in the sense that I didn't know how to sharpen my knife. And if you're gonna work down there, make sure that you pay attention, especially if you're using a knife. Now, different knives, different pains. You have your 12 inch. You got the 6 inch, or I think it's an 8 inch. I'm not too sure, but I mean they're good knives though. They do the job. But sometimes as a rookie in there, when you go and you start working, they don't really teach you. Like, they teach you pretty much like what they show on the video, but in all honesty, man, they don't really put detail on how really you need to do it. Like, maybe, just depending on the training and on the trainer. Now, because they're training a bunch of people, you know what I mean? So their time is limited, you know what I mean? But another thing that I want you guys to know though, that be safe, guys, because working in there, man, you can get hurt. You can lose arms, legs. I mean, shit, man, it's crazy, So you always, depending on where you at, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you are completely aware of your surroundings at all times. And I tell you this from experience because I injure myself. I mean, it wasn't bad to the point that I needed, surgery or anything like that. No. It was right here on my side. I was actually chuck boning, and I kind of slipped a little bit on the, where I was standing, because you have to be. I mean, I wasn't pulling count. I was just kind of helping out. You know what I mean? I had a pretty easy job though, honestly, because I did a bunch of jobs in there. I did this, I did that, and so that was that. The thing about using a hook and knife, it is brutal. So I'm gonna show you guys my. This is my left hand, okay? So you see my pinky's got that little bump right there. So I'm gonna show my other hand right here. You see this? This is my right hand. So I'm gonna show the pinky in there. See, it doesn't have that bump. No, see, that I didn't have it, and that came from using the hook, putting a lot of pressure on the pinky, because the hook is very important though. If you don't have a hook, then you're gonna suffer, man. So make sure that you're grabbing the hook properly. Make sure that you guys are putting your mesh, your chain mail and all that stuff though, because and your hard hat, protect your ears, guys. Some of the things that I was taught the basics, you know what I mean, and how to navigate in there, so on and so forth. But it's gonna come more knowledge to you as you continue to work there more and more. So you're gonna get used to the pain. That is by far one of the hardest obstacles to overcome. Why? Because you're not used to it, so you're constantly cutting meat. So I didn't know about this. I smelled it before in there, and I've always wanted to kind of, get it. So this right here, I have no rights for this. I bought this for personal use, okay, guys? It's called Tiger Balm, and it's an ointment for the pain. So you rub it. Make sure that you don't touch your eyes, or even down below, like if you have to use the bathroom, because I had to do it one time and I forgot that I put in this, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and then I'm over there, dancing. Like, it's like, what's wrong with you, man? I think I rubbed some Tiger Balm down below, man, and it's burning. So be careful with that. Don't shower. I think you're not supposed to shower, and you have to wait at least half hour if you want to shower. So, Tiger Balm, you can find it at Walgreens, you can find it at Walmart, and that's going to be your best friend because it's going to help you to get through the pain. See, my hands used to hurt so much, man, and I was constantly in pain. I got used to the pain, and then the pain came back because I was doing it. I was actually I was forced to chuck bone now. So I was chuck boning constantly, and your hands hurt, man. So what I do and what I did for some time, I put my hands in ice, like ice. Like, don't use hot water though, because what you're doing though, you're not that cold water is gonna strengthen your bones, and it's gonna allow you to get used to the pain faster. So don't use hot water, guys. Use cold water. You know, like when you athletes get they want to recover faster and all that stuff. They do the ice bath. So that's pretty much what you're doing with your hands, man. So you're letting your hands heal and get stronger. So it's gonna take a while for, and then sharpening the knife. I don't have my sharpeners no more because I gave them away yesterday because my buddy, he's actually a butcher, so he actually has to use a knife and he knows how to use it and all that stuff. So I gave him that. That was a very special item for me because my boy, pretty boy, he gave them to me as a, because I was the one using them like the most of the time. He simply just didn't really like to use them that much, so I was able to do that, to to keep them and all that stuff. And another thing, sharpening the knife. We talked about that. Make sure that you learn the skill. You get right next to a guy that has been there for a while, and kind of they'll teach you because you're new. You know what I mean? Now, make sure that you learn that. Take notes if you need to. Everybody learns differently. Make sure that you have all your equipment because, like I said, and buy good boots. Now, you can buy some really nice boots like what I have here. Now, this is a little pricey here. These are the boots that I used for a while for work. They give me excellent traction on the floor. However, because you're dealing with meat and meat has grease and all that stuff, so when you go up in the cafeteria and stuff like that though, so you'll notice that the traction is not the same as opposed to down below. So be careful, tread lightly and all that stuff. Take care of your hands. Wear your wizard glove. Do not touch a knife without any of that stuff though. But the thing is, this video, it's made for that because I feel like when I started working there, like most of the time, nobody really said anything, you know what I mean? It was just like, hey, you're on your own, buddy, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's wrong. I mean, they're trying to do, the best to kind of, help everyone out because sometimes you have 30 people, sometimes you got 14 people, so on and so forth, and it fluctuates so much though, and they lose a lot of employees too though. Why? Because the job, it's not hard though, it's tough. Like you have to constantly be on your feet, and all that stuff, and what people don't really like is the knife job, man, because it really messes up, your hands get damaged. So this is that video. I try to do always give people knowledge of the things that I've learned because I like to pass down the torch, you know what I mean? Although I don't work there no more, but that knowledge is something that I had to, learn the hard way, and I only say that because nobody really walked me through as far as how to get rid of the pain. I didn't know about Tiger Balm. Actually, Pretty Boy was the one that actually had it in his apartment, and my hands were hurting, and I was like, oh man, like, so I was able to find that out. I tried it. It really helped me with the pain, and I started buying it. I started buying it like every week, like 2 jars every week, and then buying it, and you know what I mean? You get used to that, and it doesn't really work as much. So be careful. Try to only apply a little bit when your hands hurt. And as far as when you start using the knife, make sure that you learn how to sharpen the knife. At least try handle the knife properly, because if you don't, you're gonna mess up your wrist. and then you're gonna have to go to the nurse and so on and so forth. So the injury of the hands is the most common in there. Why? Because the knife, it's I mean, you're constantly using the knife. You know what I mean? Constantly, you're cutting meat right away and all that stuff. So that's that. And leave your comments down below. This is a brand new topic. I just gotta say this, that all that stuff about what I've been doing these videos about. I did some videos in Spanish. Me explaining why I wanted to go home and this and that, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, what I suspected and what I always knew. So it's all that that's squashed. This video's about that. This knowledge that took me a long time to get, only because you're working in an environment that doesn't really allow you to ask too much questions, though, because there's a time frame, there's a certain amount of pieces that you have to get, you have to cut, so on and so forth. So that's why it makes it hard. But as you go, ask questions on how to sharpen the knife. Ask questions on how to do this. Take your time, you know what I mean? And take care of your hands. So ice water and Tiger Balm. Use it as needed. Don't overdo it too much, you know what I mean? Because it's not gonna have the same effect. So if you're having a little bit of pain, put a little bit in there. Go home, ice your hands, you know what I mean? And that's the most important thing, though. Keeping your hands, in good working condition and free of pain. It's gonna be a huge obstacle, but you'll get through it if you do what I'm telling you right now. And this is real. This is real shit. I'm not making this up or anything. Ice water, Tiger Balm, and if you have a loved one that you know what I mean, she can give you some kind of massage in there. That helps a lot too. Okay, so you guys take care of yourself. Sismo 1888 with knowledge, raw material as always, man. So hit the like button. Leave your comments down below on this. If you have any questions about it, please let me know in the comments. I'll reply. And I got about 8 days left, so I won't be posting any videos for a couple weeks, because I got to get the setup and all that stuff. But other than that, I will be ready for more video and more content for you guys. Okay, you guys take care of yourself. Over and out.